Greetings. Welcome back to my channel, Ham Radio Test and Review. My name is Dave. My call sign is N8DAV. I live in Flagstaff, Arizona, and the motto for my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. Today, I'm going to be reviewing an HT. So something that I don't do a whole lot of, but I will be doing a little bit more of over the next few months. And this one is something that I'm sure you've all seen. You probably all own one. It is the ubiquitous Baofeng UV-5R. Only it's not quite a UV-5R. It is a UV-5R that has got a lot more features to it than the older UV-5Rs do. And it's a model number M-5R. A little bit different. And I will get back into it with you here in just a second. So this particular model is branded as a UV-5R upgraded. When you take the battery off the back and you look at the label, it says that's a model M-5R. However, the FCC ID number shows that it's a 5RX. So my feeling is that this is just a rebranded 5RX. Probably rebranded just for the Amazon market, or maybe some other market that are also trying to get into, who knows what markets they're trying to get into. So anyway, so this is advertised as a tri-band radio with 8-watt output and with USB-C charging. Now that charging is on the battery, not on the body of the radio itself. All right. So in the box, we had the radio itself. The battery that came with it is the standard 1800 milliamp hour. Only this one also does USB charging with the USB-C plug. It does come with a cradle charger, and it plugs directly into the wall. There's no wall wart, and it doesn't plug into the cradle itself. It's directly attached. It does come with a lapel mic earpiece kind of thing. They're very cheap. They break very easily. I'm not even sure why they include them anymore. It does not include the microphone speaker mic. It does include a USB-C charging cable. It comes with a belt clip that's mounted to the radio, not the battery. It does have a wrist strap. It comes with a instruction book for the UV-5RX, so that's why I really think that it's just a rebranded 5RX. It's 33 pages, written in English with correct information in it. So I just scanned it quickly. I didn't find any Chinglish, and I didn't find any incorrect information. That doesn't mean there isn't any. It's just I didn't see any right off the bat. Nothing else was included in the box, and I will include a link to the product in the description below if you want to go out and buy one. That is an affiliate link that I'll be putting in there, and I do make a tiny bit of money, probably just a few cents off of the sale of that, but any money that I get, I put right back into buying more products to test and review. I do that for you guys. The only thing I get out of this is it keeps me busy because I'm retired, and boy, do I need something to do. So this really does keep me very, very busy, several days a week. So I'm very thankful for the fact that I can do this. The frequencies that are specified on this radio are for the 2-meter band, the 1.25 meter band, and the 70 centimeter band. I can verify to you that it does transmit on all three, and I'll be doing power tests. High power only. I'm not going to worry about the medium and low power on any of these. If you guys want me to do those, I can just leave comments in the comment section, and I'll come back and just do a quick video with the low and medium powers on these radios. Otherwise, I'm just going to do the high power. Of course, it's got your standard on-off volume knob. There's no other knobs on the radio. The controls are basically your standard push buttons on the front, including an alphanumeric keypad. The display type is LCD, 2 lines, just like the standard UV-5R. And of course, it lights up purple, blue, and orange. It doesn't wash out in the sun like most of these color displays do. The menu buttons, of course, we've got the VFO and memory button, and then the AB band button. Alternative key functions, it does have those, so you can program or use them ones that are already programmed as doing alternate functions with some of the alphanumeric keys. The battery is a BL5. That's the same battery that they've used in all the UV-5Rs, 1800 milliamps, as I said before, with the USB-C charging. Um, the specific specifications stated in the instructions is that it receives FM from 65 to 108 megahertz, AM from 108 megahertz to 136 megahertz, 350 to 390 megahertz, and 480 to 520 megahertz. Now that covers quite a bit here. However, it doesn't seem to cover the 220 megahertz band. So, and if you're going to be able to transmit on 220 megahertz, you better bet you need to be able to receive on it. And I verified it that it does. And then, of course, it's also specified to transmit on 136 to 174 megahertz, 220 to 260 megahertz, and 400 to 480 megahertz. So obviously, if that's true, which it is, it does cover the GMRS bands, and it's completely unlocked. I have tested it, and I'll show that to you a little bit later. Do the instructions show all the different menu items? And it does. But unless you're well versed in these, some of them might not be too familiar to you. It depends. Some of us have been using UV-5Rs and Baofengs for so long, we pretty much know this stuff in our sleep. Now, when I tested the radio, excuse me, I tested the frequency limits from 136 megahertz to 260 megahertz. So it does cover the 1.25 band. And then from 400 to 520 megahertz. So not sure why it's a little bit different than specified, but it is what it is. And I have a feeling most of you aren't going to need anything more than that. I know I don't. The power that I did test on here, and I did test low, medium, and high. On 2 meter, was low was 3.09 watts, mid power was 4.73 watts, and high power was 6.15 watts. On the 70 centimeter band, low power was 2.77 watts, medium power is 4.32 watts, and high power is 6.19 watts. And on the 1.25 band, there was no difference between the low, medium, and high. It was a straight 7.7 watts on the 1.25 meter band. So low, medium, and high did not work, did not change anything. But 7.7 watts on the 1.25 meter band is excellent. I don't think I have another radio that transmits quite that powerful on the 1.25 meter band. The antenna that came with it, of course, is an Abri AR771. So that means it's actually a decent antenna. I will be doing my thorough tests on an AR771 later on this year. I'm going to start in on dual band antennas here very shortly. So I look forward to getting started on those. I have dozens of them, so there'll be a lot of them. The SWR on that antenna was 2.31 on the 2 meter band and 2.91 on the 70 centimeter band, which is very acceptable for a rubber type antenna that's really compromised. The reception quality and clarity, both close and distant, was good, close and fair at a distance. The transmission quality was the same. It was good close up and just fair at a long distance. Of course, there's always a lot of static when you get farther out. Transmission range was average to good. I was very surprised at how well this got out. And of course, I used a repeater on my base station antenna, not with the same signal stick antenna. I'll be doing a signal stick to signal stick antenna later on. And it got out really well. I'm very, very happy, very surprised how these little 5 UV-5Rs, 8-watt radios, and this M-5R radio actually works with with a specified 8 watts, but really 6 to 7 watts is what they truly put out. Programming from the front controls, standard UV-5R, not very easy, a little on the difficult side. At least that's my opinion. Um, you can program it from Chirp. Chirp is very, very easy. As a matter of fact, I made a mistake. And when I first hooked up the M5R up to Chirp, I read it with the standard UV-5R driver and realized that it didn't have all the menu options to configure. So I reread the radio using the 5RX driver, and of course then I got everything, including not being locked out of the 1.25 meter band. So the general impression that I have of this radio, it's standard UV-5R. You know, they used to be really terrific radios when they were the only thing out there that was, you know, decent. Nowadays, Baofeng makes so much better radios, and all the other companies, they also make really good radios. So I would say my general impression was average to good. Um, it also has old firmware that, of course, you can't upgrade, and it's not very user friendly. It's not that great. It's very, very basic stuff. But again, it does have some features that the old UV-5Rs don't have, like FM reception, FM radio reception, and AM band for the airport. And of course, you can also get all the police and fire and all that kind of stuff as well. All right. The antenna itself, the Abri AR771, it was about 18 inches in length. It's a rubber whip. It's not resonant, of course. The build quality was standard Abri, not fantastic, but not bad. The reception quality was good at all, close and far. The transmission quality was good, close and far. The range, tested on high power, I thought was good. Tested on a mag mount sitting on top of my truck. It did get out very well. It also works very well on my little repeater box, which I'm sure you've seen, the Reds um, Extreme box that I purchased and did some tests on. It worked really well with that. Again, the SWR on 2 meter was 2.31, or I'm sorry, 2.3, and on 70 centimeters was 2.9. Using the antenna analyzer, I didn't use the Nano VNA like I usually do. I used my Rig Expert Stick Pro. I'll be using that a little bit more for not terribly specific purposes. It's a lot quicker and easier for me to use. But when I do get to do an in-depth test on the Abri AR771, I will be using the Nano VNA. All right, those are all the specifications. That's all the information that I gleaned off of the website, off of the advertisement, and out of the instruction manual. If I missed something, I do apologize. I don't think I did, but you never know. I'm not perfect. So anyway, we'll get back. I'll do some basic power tests for you, and then we'll go out into the field and do a distance test out at Fox Glen Park, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. All right, I've got the M-5R hooked up to my power SWR meter, and on the 70 centimeter band, we come up with 6.19 watts. All right, now we have the power output on high on the M5R on the 2 meter band, 6.42 watts. And now we have the power output on the 1.25 meter band, about 8 watts. Okay, I'm back here in my shack, actually out here on the back deck. You can see the beautiful forest in behind me and my next door neighbor. And it's just a beautiful day today, but there is a little bit of a breeze, so I'm sorry you might have a little wind noise. So what do we conclude about this Baofeng M5R? Actually, I'm kind of impressed with this radio. I mean, I'm not terribly impressed with the UV-5R. I don't think the radio itself, the original UV-5R, was a great radio. I think at the time that it came out, it was a great radio because there was nothing else to compare it to. The design is very long in the tooth, but they have done some improvements to it, like the power output, the extra band added to it, the USB-C charging, and a few other little things. And the fact that it's unlocked is also a big plus. At least in my book, it is. Some people don't like that. I personally use all my radios on all the bands, so I'm licensed on all the bands, so it doesn't really matter. Um, so my feeling is that this is an old model. It's still a little long in the tooth. I think the new models with the larger displays, the color displays, giving you a lot more information, a lot less cryptic information. We now have S meters and not only signal strength meters, but we also have power meters. Just things like that to me are just niceties. Being able to see the channel name and the frequency that you're transmitting or receiving on at the same time. Also, zones. Zones are just huge for me. I have almost 200 frequencies that I program into every one of my radios, except the old UV-5Rs, only 128. So I don't have enough, and I have to now compromise my all the frequencies that I normally would put on a radio, because not only does this not do zones, which means it limits the my scanning abilities, and it also is also slow scanning as well. But you can't organize your frequencies if if you don't have zones, and scanning 128 channels, or having to go through and uh, take out, let's say, 100 channels just so you can scan 28, and then change those 28 and get rid of those, and make another 20 scannable. That's just a lot of work when all you have to do is just change zones and hit scan, and boom, you're doing it. So um, yeah, so I've relegated all my UV-5Rs and this brand new M-5R to the repeater box that I bought, the Red's Field Link Extreme upgrade box. So this particular radio was bought specifically for that box, and I'll announce right now I'm supposed to be getting another box, the Field Link Edge from Red's Engineering. Full disclosure, providing it to me in exchange for a fair and honest review. So they're not asking for anything else but being fair and being honest. So in that particular case, I accepted that particular product, and I will be doing a review on it. So just to announce that. And that's really about it. I think that this radio has been improved, but when you compare it to some of the new radios that are out with all the new and upgrades and all new features, and the size factor is one thing that this radio has going for it. But even the Quanshangs are still small radios, and they've got dozens more features, and um, they do crossband repeating, and they do so many other things that you know what. And the quality is very high on the Quanshangs, and also on the TID radios. I know a lot of you don't agree with that, but I've had really good luck, and I've had good quality with the ones that I bought. So anyway, so that's it. Would I buy one for just under $20? I did. I bought one, and I didn't buy one for my channel for review. I bought it for me to put into this repeater box, so it will stay in the repeater box permanently. So once I leave here, it's going right back in the box and getting reattached, and I'm going to start using it more and more. I do have two other UV-5Rs. They're the older models, the true UV-5Rs that are both 8-watt output. They don't do the tri-band, and they don't do USB charging, but they're there, and there'll be backups for the new repeater box that I'm getting, and for anything else that I might need them for. I'm also going to be doing a GMRS repeater that I'm going to be playing around with, seeing if I can get that up, and then maybe I'll leave that up for a couple of months, maybe 3 months, and see if somebody finds it and starts using it. Anyway, this is Dave. My channel is Ham Radio Test and Review. I live in Flagstaff, Arizona. My call sign is N8DAV with my name in my call sign. Motto of my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions, saying 73s and so long.